Here we are. Hello. I'm a few minutes late. Okay. Because, lighting, color correction, all that. And I was pulling cards and I lost track of the time. So, hi, Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with Astrology Mojo and transformational astrology. Yes, I still have a green tinge to my hair. Doing the best I can do with this green screen background. Anyway, I'm in Rivendell. Where are you today? Hope you're having an awesome day. It's Saturday, and I'm going to actually write that in the chat room. Hi, come say hello to me. And what's your sign? And what's been the consistent complaint in your life? That's what we're going to be talking about today, and some other things too. So, hi, we're back. It's Saturday, and we're coming up on 11/11, November 11th, and a lot of people, get freaked out about, I got to do a thing. Yes, absolutely. Energy portals are everywhere. That's why I say pay attention to numbers in your life and how they play out, what they mean, what you think they mean, how they help you to become more of who you are. And so before we get started, I did pull a rune for the group today. If you're watching this in a replay, it still works. It's still for you. And as I'm becoming more and more familiar with them, it's been about 30 years since I was immersed in runes, and now I am back to being immersed in runes because my third historical fiction fantasy book takes place in Viking era, and I'm going to be writing more about communication through the runes. And that's exciting because it brings us a whole new level of divination back into the world. So what I pulled for the group today was interesting. This is Fehu. It's like an upside down. This is what it looks like an F, letter F, but Fehu. So that's what I pulled for the group today. And it means possessions and nourishment. And because it's upside down in reversed position, it has more to do with being in touch with your shadow side, especially regarding possessions, people and things. Hey, Christine. Yes, snow. I'm hearing on the East Coast, there's lots of snow. So Fehu, possessions, dealing with the shadow side of yourself. What comes up in this particular Mercury in retrograde is that the past always comes back. And I want to just cover again some of the basics in a Mercury in retrograde that you can look forward to and that you can work with. I'm just going to move this away from the microphone. And that is, in a Mercury in retrograde, the planet appears to be moving backwards. It's an illusion. It's just our perception from the point of view of the planet Earth. Hello and welcome, citizens of planet Earth. And when Mercury goes into retrograde motion, as all planets do, what happens is because we live in a cooperation with the cosmos. Oh, let me just go over my spiel in case you're new to me and you're not familiar with what I say. In astrology, because we talk more about astrology, personal growth, awareness, and intuition and empowerment. Self-empowerment is what we're really focused on. And one of the tools is through astrology. But the planets don't make you do anything. We live in a cooperation with the cosmos so that when the planets make a move, you feel it. When you make a move, the planets reflect that by way of aspects and angles in astrology. Okay? So, mirror, mirror on the cosmic wall. Hey, Brittany's here and Cassandra. Hello. Welcome. You never meet another like me. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, I think I heard a Taylor Swift song and it got that's all that got stuck in my head. All right, so talking about being distracted, I am distracted. I have to refer to my notes because I keep thinking, what was I going to say again? Oh yeah, Mercury in retrograde. It is a time of distraction for some, for absolute focus for others. But what happens is if you can imagine being here in Rivendell with me, oh, wait, Elrond, he's coming for tea. What I want you to look at is one form of perceptions and communications, especially in Scorpio, this retrograde. The veil covers, the mist covers and the veil covers the perceptions, but then something else opens. And you are privy to something, especially in Scorpio. Okay, so are you passionate about anything? Are you obsessive about anything? We talked about a few shows ago. It depends on where it happens in your chart, really, but your mind can go squirrel in any retrograde, and you can lose focus. So, be prepared to think on your feet. Be prepared for not getting stuck in I'm doing this thing, and that's all I'm going to be doing for the next 3 hours. That's it. And then suddenly the phone rings and you get interrupted, or there's an emergency across the street, or, somebody else needs you, or you just say, you know what, I changed my mind. So things move a little bit more in a nebulous energy in a Scorpio Mercury in retrograde. But it's not a bad thing. People, are always like, oh my God, Mercury in retrograde. Okay. What's a really great thing to do in a retrograde is to step back, because that's what retrograde means. It's Latin and it means to step back. The past always returns in a retrograde. All the re's show up. Review, reconnect, reassess, renegotiate, or renew or release. So when something comes back to you and you might say, oh my gosh, I haven't heard that song in 40 years. And, am I dating myself? I'm sorry. In, 12 years, because I'm not that old. And, and it reminds you of feelings you had when, back then. What I want you to do also is to look back into your calendars and into your emotional recall. Go back to October 2013, October 2014. What might have been occurring for you then? ? Because Mercury was retrograde in Scorpio at those times, October 2013, October 2014. So think about what you might have been facing, undergoing, because when a person, cycles are what astrology is about. And in your chart, there are 12 houses in a chart, and each cusp of the house of the 12 houses is a different sign, one of the 12 signs. So when the sun moves into a different sign, of course, the sun's not moving, we're moving around the sun. But in astrology, when the sun enters the next sign in the constellation, that same topic that came up for you the last time the sun was in that position, it's going to be a pattern, a cycle, a habit. So you can look at, oh my gosh, every September, I get sick. Why is that? What's going on in your 12th, 8th, and 6th houses? That's what we want to look at, in astrology. Now, bigger than that, when Mercury in retrograde comes around, what happens is not only can you access wounds that you once encountered. Oh, she left me and my heart was broken, or he did this to me and I still can't get over it, or that was the day I had surgery, or that was the month I had, treatments done to whatever, And so now we follow up and we go to the next level, the next phase of your being. So recessed wounds and anger emerge, especially in a Scorpio retrograde. For some people, you want to put attention on that. Preconceptions are challenged because you might say, yep, that's the way it works. They do that thing over there, and this is what happens over here. Are you sure? Really? Because that's not always how it works. And sometimes we have to let go of. Now, it's not just one planet that represents something, right? It's a myriad. It's a whole collection. It's a constellation of things that are happening. So Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn, South Node in Capricorn, they've been, running the gamut here in our lives. And so we have to look back. We have to look back. Go back 19 years, not just in 2013 and 2014, but go back 19 years, 19 to 20 years. When I say a year, it's within 12 months of that time. So go back 19 to 20 years. What was happening for you? I was giving birth and raising a child. It blew my mind to share the same space as another living being and then to raise that child. That now I'm working on an astro class, so I'm giving birth to an astro class, a master class, and also continuing writing my historical fiction fantasy novels. So when you go from obsession to passion, you can actually implement more during a retrograde, and you can see what else works for you, who else comes back into the picture, what else comes your way, so you can go to the next step, the next level. So Monday, I want you to come back. It's going to be 11/11, and we'll be here at 9:30 Pacific, 10:30 Mountain and Arizona time, and 11:30 Central time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, 5:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And I'll have a little surprise for you on 11/11, so please remember to come back. Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio and the different aspects and angles that can apply to your spiritual growth, your awakening, your awareness, and how to let go of the things. So I want to know from you, what's the complaint? What's the complaint? It's the consistent complaint, not that you have about somebody else. But what is the complaint? And you might say, well, my husband, he never does what I ask him. Or anytime I cry, my sister, brother, lover, friend, partner, they go numb. They don't know how to help me. So you might get upset with them for not responding or reacting the way you want them to. But you're the one who's attracting someone. Harsh truth. Hashtag harsh truth. And during this retrograde, your mind goes squirrel, hashtag squirrel mind. So if you can bring your attention back to the fact that, oh, that's happened before. Remember I talked about last time? When's the last time did that happen? This situation, that feeling. It doesn't have to be with the same people. And in fact, it won't be. But when's the last time I had that feeling? And before that, when's the last time? When's the last time I had that feeling? So you want to keep going back in time and be as present as possible and meditate at least 2 minutes a day. Do you not deserve that? People will use readings like this. You might like what I have to say. You might be drawn to the information, my personality, how that I burst into song. And isn't that all fun? And I'll pull my happy magic cards and I've got runes. Okay. But the whole purpose, and you can cross-watch, go onto YouTube or somewhere else on Facebook. Somebody else is talking about what goes on with Taurus or Gemini or whatever. And isn't it great? And isn't it fun to hear about yourself and to hear tips and tricks and secrets that you can engage in to actually transform and transmutate? Okay. That said, if you're just watching because it's fun, okay, thank you. If you don't apply the information, nothing changes. Nothing changes. And that's the whole point of, there's a lot of great readers in the world and a lot of great seers. And we're here to help you raise your level of vibration so you can stop having the same recurring, repetitive issue. It's not about the outside world. It's what's going on in here. Okay? Does that make sense? Thumbs up. Hello. I find that when I'm here on Saturday, people seem less, I don't know. Is it just you're hanging back, you're doing laundry, you're checking your email? People seem less, not attentive, just responsive. So I just need to know that you're here and you're listening. Because if there's not a big call for me on Saturday, I'll work on my books. I'll amp up my reading schedule. So just let me know if this is helping you. I want to know from you, what's the complaint? So Cassandra is a Scorpio. Yay. Christine, the moon was so bright last night. If it brings you clarity, cool. Christine says, you always seem to say what I need to hear. I hear it when it comes from you. Wow. All right, let me pick up the mic and drop it. Thank you. That's very kind of you. So what is the complaint? Are you tired of them doing that same thing? Are you tired of living the same old, same old? Like, what's the problem? Is it finances? Is it wealth, health, passion, purpose? Is it suddenly you feel lost? Now, every sign will undergo something different, of course. And you know what? Let me see if I have a current chart up here. I don't think I do. I can actually look on, I'll open up my program. My Sprite program, and I will see what we're looking at by way of aspects and angles. Okay, there it is. Of course, you won't see it because I don't have a screenshot for you, but, the Sun and Mercury are conjunct. So, as I was talking about the other day, what's the big idea? Hey, quit it, stop that. Or what part of you just can't seem to get a grip on what happens next in your life, in your world. Jupiter is still in Sagittarius, and it will be there. Brittany says, please don't leave us on Saturdays. We need you and appreciate you. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. The energy was weird Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, for me as well. I was doing my work, recording my Astro Masterclass, of course, taking into consideration it's a retrograde, so I make sure to shut off the phone, make sure the dog is fed. I have a little sign outside my door that says, soon there will be a sign on it that says, speak friend and enter. That's from, Gandalf. It says that. Melon. But it just says, I have voted. I've taken the polls. I've answered your questions. I have donated. Please do not ring my doorbell. I say that with all reverence. Thank you very much. And I'm just waiting for the next season of The Crown to come because I love Claire Foy, but I love Olivia Colman. What an actress. In Fleabag, oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing at her character. Okay, so Mars is in Libra. So when we look at a Mars in Libra energy, Mars represents assertive, active, aggressive, sexual, war, machinery, cars, metal, things that have to do with protection, like police action, that kind of thing. In Libra, also likes to deal with protection as in legal action, but is more diplomatic about it. So a lot of energies are tempered. Well, I don't know. Do we impeach? Let's talk about it, that kind of thing. With Mercury in Scorpio, it's like, it's coming up. It's, that weird kind of flow of, I feel like I've stepped through the mist. And of course, I'm living in Rivendell right now. Yes. Arwen, she wants me to come and we're going to have a dress fitting later. I already have special buttons. Here. We've got Mercury in Scorpio, retrograde with the Sun conjunct. What's that focus? What's the passion? What's the obsession? The thing that you can actually focus on in a retrograde is reigniting that zest for life, that zeal, that I want to do something that means something to me. I know so many songs that have me in them, but anyway, I'm not going to sing any one of them right now. I already did my tribute to Taylor Swift earlier. You can listen to the hashtag replay. Okay, so South Node in Capricorn. Yeah, the nodes are very powerful, and so is Pluto. Of course, it's not them. It's representational of your spiritual growth. Are you ready to? Are you ready? Some people are not. Some people say, no, 6 months, next year. I'll do it next year. I'll work on it then. I'll give it 5 minutes, but yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was a great retreat. But, I want to go back to, my shows and talking on the phone. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no judgment on any of this. What happens is then the patterns that we have created, they stay. So then when the complaint comes up, how come I don't? How come they can't do this for me? How come? It's because you internally are not committed to a change. And I understand that. And you need to take your time. You need to assess things. There are always ebbs and flows. I don't know that plural is appropriate for that phrase, but I did it anyway. So when there's Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn and they are conjunct, and Saturn is conjunct the South Node in Capricorn, what this means is structure, core, soul, spiritual, cellular level, biological transformation. You're letting go of the victim, and they are screaming. Your victims are screaming to be heard. Your victims are, no, he hurt me. I'm not letting go. No, they cheated me. No. So, like children, emotions, when we treat them like bastards, will cry. And so you don't want to treat your emotions like bastards, okay? Like it's an Oliver Twist movie. Or, you know what I mean? It's not a Dickens novel. This is not a Dickens novel that you're living in. So I want you to take a grip and get a grip and look at the complaint that you might have. Now, maybe you don't have a complaint and you're looking to serve. What's the best way you can serve? What is your passion? What do you want to put your energy into? And maybe sometimes that has to do with helping other people, but not at the sake of yourself. No. Not at the sake of yourself. I'm going to pull a card for everyone. This is a communal card. I don't pull cards for individuals, just to keep that in mind. Communal card. I am asking the universe to please step in right now, and I'll talk more about astrology in just a moment, to help us move starseed, angels, light workers, beings of love, on and off planet, to help us move and transmute our beliefs across time, space, experience, karmic ties, dimensions and planes of existence. Something that can help us right now. Ooh, whoa. Okay, well, mind came out. Hey, I'm so color coordinated today. Well, here in Rivendell, let me tell you, they have the best seamstresses. Uh-oh. Repetition. That one also came out. Repetition and the mind. Okay, so what are we looking at with the mind? That's where it all starts, folks. Okay, you have the power in here to create a vibration that, once repeated over time, becomes your entire reality. That becomes the matrix of your world. Does that make sense? Because it just doesn't happen to you unless you're not paying attention. Then, your unconscious self runs the show. Do you want that? Do you need that? So I think it's important that you focus on your synapses and your neurons. And it's not just saying positive, like, I am loved, I am loved, I am loved, I am loved. When you really want to be sobbing. Nobody loves me. I am loved, I am loved. Okay, you can help to counteract that, yes, by doing that. But it's also keeping in mind, what's the repetition? There's a word, repetition. Repetitive action in retrograde suddenly becomes very clear. Like, oh my gosh, every time I do this thing, this happens. Are you aware of that? Do you want to become aware of that? You may not, and that's okay. It's like, I just want to tune out. I just want to tune out right now. I want to bake, I want to watch TV. I want to just do my thing. Okay. But what I'd like to do is help you to realize that, to become conscious of your internal dialogue, to really understand the constellation of your thoughts, is to do a little experiment. Experiment with me. Won't this be fun? And that is the power of consistency. Do that thing where, I gave you those exercises that I learned from a scientist. The moment you're in a negative loop, I can't, I won't, they don't, not enough, not enough, not enough, victim, victim. Then you stop and you go, jump up and down 5 times, burst into song for 5 seconds, clap your hands 5 times, all 3 if you want. Get creative. Make it your workout. And then in that following moment, there's a silence. This is my Om moment. Om. It's actually AUM. We see Om, OM, but it's AUM. Ah, the beginning. U, the life you live, or the repetition. The end. And then the silence from which all things come again. Joseph Campbell. Om. So, when you recognize the negative, you stop it in action, then there's the silence. Replace it with a positive, right? That's the new repetitive thought process. That's your opportunity. I'm not going to say challenge because challenge puts up a fight. So who wants to be challenged? Don't you? I'll do it the way I want. This is me. Right? So what I want you to look at is an opportunity. What's the opportunity? Well, let's pull a card on that, shall we? The opportunity is to do something that gives you absolute joy. Joy. Where is your joy? Where's Joy? Where is that girl? Where is she? Where are they? Joy. I'm also going to pull a rune. I'll be back, folks, on Monday, 11/11. 11/11. Isn't it freaky how time works? Because on Monday, 11/11, we're already in the past for someone who lives in Australia. Because they're in the future. We should call them. Let's everybody call Australia on Sunday and say, how was it? How is the future? What do we have to look forward to? Now, I don't know if it still exists, but Norway, I believe it was Norway, had an open phone exchange. And you could call and speak to any one of the citizens who signed up for the program. And you can call and say, hi, Norway, this is Sedona, Arizona in the United States. What's going on over there? How's everything? What do you love to do? What makes you happy? What's going on politically? Right? Isn't that awesome? Yes. All right, pulling another card to help us. Should I stay or should I go now? If I stay, there will be trouble. Thank you for that. You're singing that now? Okay. We have the mind, we have repetition. Now let's put a card on that. Let's put another thought on that process. Thank you, angels. Thank you, universe. Across all space, time, karmic ties, experience, and dimensions and planes of existence. Oh, ooh. Vibration. I am not going to sing the Beach Boys. Never. No. Ninka. Nunca. Nix. Ixnay. Vibration. Okay, what's your vibe? What's your vibe? And the more you vibe, now I just take a look at the cards, okay? Right? You see these fractal images? This is what your cellular energy does. This is what it can look like. Can you, I don't know if you can, I'm going to get close on that one. Okay. This is your mind, and this is your mind on consciousness. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Okay, repetition. You're familiar with Dr. Emoto, yeah? Okay, if not, just take a look. We used to talk, we had water, I have my necklace right here. This has holy water from a spring in Geneva. And it's contained in here. And every day I talk to it. Protection, love, healing, light. That reminds me of Eliza Schlesinger. You have to see her Elder Millennial special. Scanning for abnormalities. Okay. My friend was in LA visiting her son, and she saw Eliza walking her dog. These are the moments Is that a Kodak commercial? I don't know. Okay. So what are we looking at? Yeah. I just lost my card. I was playing with it and now I lost it. Okay. We'll get another one. It's fine. Repetition, mind. What can you do with your vibration? That was the card. What do you want to do with your vibration? You can do so many things if you just look at yourself. I'm going to take a series. I have to work out a deal with somebody in town who does this, but okay, you've seen, oh, I don't have it in front of me. Wait, there it is. Hang on. Wait, it's coming. It's so far away. Okay, I found it. Okay, this is me, whoopsie, when I'm doing readings, okay? See my magenta, you see the stripes, the stripes, the stripes, mama, the stripes. Okay, that's starseed. That's other planes of existence helping me out. Okay, I'm a magenta spirit. That's my soul color. And then randomly had another picture taken just to show you. Here's me. Oh, now it's got the color. There's a magenta on top of me, and I was all blue and green that day. I just come from a Reiki session. So your color changes. Your vibration changes. It's up to you. It's your choice. The choice is yours. Yeah, raise up, says Becky. Raise up. Word. So let me just go over a little bit more astrological info. In the retrograde, you remember you want to allow for extra time because construction suddenly springs up when you least expect it. And then you're stuck in traffic and you're thirsty and you didn't bring your water or you forgot to go to the bathroom and you're like, I'm just taking a quick trip to the post office. And that quick trip turns into an hour. And then you have to postpone your meetings and blah, blah. And that's how things can go because the flow is interrupted and it moves a lot differently. We also have Uranus is still retrograde in Taurus, and for Taurus sun rising moon especially, it's been a very illuminatia experience of inner patterns. And go on the what do you value? You can only move forward, collect 200 something. But the Pluto-Saturn conjunct, this is what I'm mostly concerned about for a lot of people because this is where for some the soul evolution is in play. And that means illnesses suddenly emerge where you thought you were totally healthy. Or suddenly a job loss or the loss of a relationship or an old way of being. This is what's being challenged now for a lot of people. Does that make sense? So whatever it is that's going on in your world, you want to make this world a better place you can by staying present in as many moments as possible, by allowing yourself to feel your feelings, and by staying consistent with your core MO. You are pure conscious love. That's what you are. Pure conscious love. That's the gig. What do you want to do with that? And if you get stuck in a place of swirl, of judgment, of negativity, of pessimism, okay, then you want to look at your biology. Are you taking care of it? Are you dehydrated? Are you eating sugar? Are you smoking cigarettes? Are you taking drugs? Are you drinking alcohol? These things are depressants and or create illusion and delusion. So, and again, there's not a judgment on it. I'm just saying that if you're not happy in your life, you have power. You have power. Power to the people. Okay? One more card. One more for the road. I sang that last week too. Boss Gags, thank you, whoever told me who that was. Because I thought at first, was this Leo Sayer? Is that his name? One more card, and here we go. And I'll be back on Monday with an extra special surprise. Oh, well, this one literally flipped out of the deck. Attention, all citizens of Earth. Attention. Look at that beautiful card. Look at that beautiful card. Is it focusing? You are this sparkly. You are this sparkly. And I'm honored to know you. All right, off I go. I have a class to finish. Have a beautiful weekend. I'll be here in Rivendell with the elves and the fairies. And I'll be rejuvenating, a re-word. We don't want repo. We don't want that. Real estate, that's okay. Reclamation. Yeah, that's a good one, right? Okay, folks. Be you, be sparkly. Thank you for being here. Oh, wait, there's commentary. Sage, Becky, Brittany, pass it along. I'm here. In the meantime, you can get, I've been neglecting my marketing duties. If you've not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please share the love. Here we go. And when Dean gets back, I miss my man. Oh, my man, I love him so. Okay, he'll be back on Monday, and then Tuesday we'll start uploading more stuff to YouTube. Once you go to YouTube, you can click on the subscribe button. Please do share, let your friends know that I'm here. And also, if you don't have a birth chart and you want to follow along, you can get your complimentary birth chart. It's not a reading, it's a birth chart, and you can follow along. Okay. All right, folks. That's it for me. Abadi. I'll be back on Monday. Have a beautiful evening and tomorrow. Be well.